Okay, time for my 2025 Stanley Cup Playoff Bracket Challenge predictions. Um, let's start in the West as it's making us start with the Winnipeg St. Louis Blues series. Winnipeg or St. Louis? I don't know. St. Louis is coming in hot, and Winnipeg is coming and being the best team in the league. They have Connor Hellebuck versus Jordan Biddington. This could go either way. I think it's gonna go 7, but I think Winnipeg's going to pull it off. They just a well-rounded team this year, a well-oiled machine, and I don't think St. Louis is going to give them a tough series, probably 7 games, but I think Winnipeg's be able to overcome and get out of the first round. Dallas and Colorado. Look at the allies. I have pretty good idea what I'm gonna choose, but God, look how even they are. What's their goalie? Oops. Who's Colorado's goalie called Low? Sorry, just trying to find their team roster. There we go. Sorry. Forget who Colorado's goalie is. Oh yeah, Mackenzie Blackwood. I honestly think it's going to be Colorado pulling it off. Just saying because goaltending not great, but can win you a series. But Colorado's just a team built for the playoffs. Also, they have Gabriel Landeskog coming back after the first time since they won the Cup, so they're going to rally behind that. I say Colorado is going to beat Dallas. I think it'll probably go 7 games, and it'll be a tough fought series, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Colorado pulling it off. Minnesota, Vegas. I have a few friends that I know in Minnesota, but I'm sorry that just on paper, the Vegas Golden Knights are just an elite team. They got Mark Stone, they got Jack Eichel, they got Aiden Hill if he can become like a freaking 4-headed monster, is like in 2023, and put the team on the back and drag them to put a great goalie performance on and drag them for glory in the playoffs. And honestly, Minnesota's had their injury troubles, and Minnesota kind of just limped into the playoffs, and eliminated the Flames by this basically scoring the tying goal with like 20 something seconds left in the game, or if they wouldn't have scored in those last 20 seconds, went to overtime and won the tiebreaker. Actually, they won overtime, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But they win with 95 points. And the Flames played last night. The Flames would have beat them into the playoffs. And I don't know, Vegas is just such a well-oiled machine, and like I said, Minnesota just kind of limped their way into the playoffs. So I want to say a sweep, but I'll give Minnesota the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry, but I think this series is only going to go 5 games. And then Oilers and Kings. It's an interesting one because it's just the 4th time in a row that the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers have been in the playoffs and in the first round. With that being said, I know the Oilers have won the last 3, but the Kings are just playing really well. They got Darcy Kemper, which had the Oilers number in the 2022 playoffs when the Colorado Avalanche won the Cup. Problem is, we don't know who the starting goalie for the Edmonton is in Game 1. It's Stuart Skinner or Calvin Pickard. And I don't know. The Kings just have such a good home record. I gotta say it's gotta be the Kings winning this series. Just based off those things. This record. So 7 games for St. Louis, Winnipeg. 7 games for Dallas, Colorado. 5 games for Vegas, Minnesota. And I think it's going to go the full 7 games. I think this was the experience the Oilers have with the bunch of the Oilers have going to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final and losing against Florida will drag us out. Like the Oilers won't go down without a fight. And now we move on to the East. I want to do that one series last. We'll start at the bottom and go up. Carolina Hurricane and New Jersey Devils. I'm already leading to the way I think it's going to go in. It's going to be Carolina Hurricanes advancing. It's the the New Jersey Devils have just been struggling since probably, especially since the 4 Nations, but even since New Year's they've been struggling, and I don't see New Jersey win that series. Washington Capitals and the Montreal Canadiens. No, the Capitals have. The Capitals have Alexander Ovechkin. He beat the Wayne Gretzky goal total in his career. So that's been done. Their goalies don't stand out as elite, but you just have to get a goalie going hot at the right time. I don't know. This is a hard one because Capitals are the more elite team this season, but Montreal's not even supposed to be here. They were trying to just be in the mix, maybe fighting for a wild card position and just missing by a few points where now they're actually in. I always like to have a dark horse. You know what? Heck, even the analytics are. You know what? We're gonna go with the upset. That's gonna be the upset. Montreal. Answers on. Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. With this one, I think it's gonna honestly be Tampa winning this series. I just say because Florida's played a lot of hockey over the last couple of years. They've gone to the Stanley Cup final twice. Lost in Vegas in 2023. Won the Stanley Cup last year against Edmonton. We don't know the status of. They do have a Brosky which can stand on his head and like be unreal in goal, but we don't know what Sam Bennett. We don't know Sam Bennett's status. We don't know Matthew Tkachuk's status. There's a few other players' status that we don't know. They're banged up. They've gone to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. They played a lot of hockey, so that's why I'm going with Tampa Bay. Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators for the first time in the playoffs since 2004. For the first time, last time that happened, the Calgary Flames went to the Stanley Cup final against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Double check with the analytics. God, they're so even. I think I lean towards Toronto. Toronto just has that experience. They haven't gone far, but they have that experience. All of us coming in as new kids on the block. They do have Sorokin. Eli Sorokin, is it? Or is it? Where the heck? Hold on. Sorry. Linus Ullmark has never really proven himself in the playoffs. They do have Claude Giroux that has playoff experience. But yeah, at the end of the day, Toronto just has more experience. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to advance on. I think this Toronto series is going to go 7 games. This one's tough to predict how many games this will go. We'll do 6. No, we'll do 7. I think Montreal's going to have to win in 7 games. I think New Jersey will give them a bit of a push for Carolina, but I say that it's going to be in 6 games. This is the second round. Let's go over to the second round. Winnipeg and Colorado in the second round. We'll quick look at analytics. God, they're... We have the return of Gabriel Landeskog. They have... Blackwood in there. Blackwood's not really proven. Winnipeg's got Connor Hellebuck. They were able to... They were able to beat St. Louis who's a team coming in really hot into the playoffs. Winnipeg has something to prove. I think they're going to rally behind that, and the Winnipeg Jets are going to make this Western Conference Final. Oh boy! Las Vegas Golden Knights versus the Winnipeg Jets, the LA Kings. LA's got a good home record. Las Vegas has a good team, this well-oiled machine, elite, deep team. Los Angeles hasn't played. They played an elite team in Edmonton. Edmonton is a good team, but they haven't played a built machine, built well-oiled machine team. But the Oilers kind of just went off. Last year kind of went off. Stuart Skinner bouncing back and having amazing games 4-7 in series, every single series, I think, or most series, other than in the LA series. Takes them to get up to speed or warm up in a series. But with Vegas just having the experience, having all those good players, Aiden Hill and that Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, Marcia Show. I think Marcia is still on the team. Noah Hannafin. They just have a good team. It's going to be Las Vegas and the Winnipeg Jets going to the the Western Conference Final. Okay, out east, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh boy. Yeah, I have an idea who I want to say, but God, they're so close. I like how the Toronto's getting really good goaltending. Sorry. Tending. Mitch Marner's playing really well. Austin Matthews is fully healthy. He can turn it on. William Nylander is built for playoffs. William Nylander plays really well in the playoffs. With that being said, and they proved back in 2020. No, what year was it? 2022. 2021 or whatever it was. No, it wasn't 2021. Whatever year it was, they beat the Tampa Lightning because I forget. Oh, it was 2023. Yeah, because then they lost to Florida. I say for the first time in a long time, the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win a second round, advance to the conference finals. Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. I think this Carolina has the edge here. They have more experience, more depth. Montreal, they got through Capitals. We saw them just being an underdog, being a dark horse in that series. But I say the Carolina Hurricanes and the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Eastern Conference Final. Then the Winnipeg Jets and the Vegas Golden Knights. Ooh, we got Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Connor Hellebuck in net for the Winnipeg Jets. You got the experience of the Vegas Golden Knights. This will be an insane conference final. Aiden Hill. This is I think this pick will be based off how well Aiden Hill does. Like if Aiden Hill puts the team on his back like he did in 2023. Yeah, but then you got Connor Hellebuck, who's a Vezina Trophy goalie. This one. God, they're one identical too. Holy shit. I think Winnipeg's gonna pull it off and go to the Stanley Cup final. Carolina Hurricanes and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh. Do I want to do all Canadian final and be biased, or do I go with... this is a hard one. They have Frederick Anderson. Frederick Anderson played well in the playoffs and series years. He actually played pretty well when he was with the Leafs, so maybe Frederick Anderson were at the time or team. I don't know how well Solars will be and the trio or whatever the duo in Toronto would be. Are the Maple Leafs able to come over the hump? Who probably have, but Carolina just has that experience. They got Rod Brind'Amour has won the cup as a player on Carolina back in 2006. I say it's going to be Carolina pulling it off. Then the Stanley Cup final will be the Winnipeg Jets and the Carolina Hurricanes. They're a really good power play by Winnipeg. I say the Winnipeg Jets are going to win the Stanley Cup. I'm not being biased. I'm just doing that based off what I'm doing. I could be totally wrong with this series. This being the Stanley Cup and this series and the Stanley Cup winner. But they got Connor Hellebuck. Winnipeg has something to prove. They won the President's Trophy. I think this is the year that we're going to have our first Stanley Cup Canadians team winning the Stanley Cup in 32 or 33 years. I think we're going to have this. This is what's going to happen. We're going to have a break of the President's Trophy curse and the first cup coming to Canada in over 30 years with the Winnipeg Jets. I think Carolina's a bit of a more offensive team. I actually don't know. But, yeah, Winnipeg just has a really good defense. Let's say it's going to be about 3-3 each. 7 times 6.
That would be 42.
Let's go 39 goals in the Stanley Cup final. So yeah, that is my Stanley Cup prediction. Hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Talk to you soon.